Hey Colts, it's Mrs. Aladdin here. It is Monday, and I hope that you had a great day. Today was kind of a crazy day at school. We had another really big water leak, and so that's something that we're dealing with at school right now. And even though I'm really sad you all aren't here, I'm a little happy that you get to at least be home because the air quality is so bad, and we wouldn't be able to play outside or do any of those things we would normally enjoy. So I hope you're staying safe and healthy and enjoying the time at home and doing the best you can with your schoolwork. Today we're going to jump back into our book, which is called The One and Only Bob, and we are on a chapter called Enrichment. So here we go. Enrichment. We're almost to my favorite spot in the park. The great thing for me is that one corner of the gorilla world juts up against Elephant Odyssey, the area where Ruby lives. A low stone wall separates the two spaces, and there's a moat on the elephant side. The sections connect like two slices of pie, and my secret spot is right at the corner, right at the center, where I can hang out with my crew. Ivan and Ruby both have access to indoor habitats, which is great when the weather isn't cooperating. The indoor space for gorillas ain't bad. I call it the Gorilla Villa. It has tons of ropes and hammocks and branches to climb. Humans watch through a thick wall of glass while the young gorillas run around like kids at recess. But whenever Julia and I visit, we can almost always find Ivan and Ruby outside. We trudge up a little rise, though it isn't much of a hill. We live in a pretty flat part of the world. From there, I can see just about everything: the park, the parking lot, the creek. Far beyond that, every now and then, I can even catch a glimpse of the ocean. My secret place is a little hard to get to, right near the keeper's shed, nicely hidden by trees and bushes. Under a big magnolia tree, there's a bench shaped like a gorilla holding out his arms. Julia likes to sit there and draw. Sometimes she does her homework, which smells like frustration with a hint of eraser. Whenever I visit, Julia props me up on the stone wall that separates Ruby's world from Ivan's. Visitors can't see me, and the keepers pretend not to see me. If they caught any other dog there, he'd be out in a heartbeat. But Ivan and Ruby and I have a history. I make them happy. I'm what you might call enrichment. At the park, they try to keep the animals engaged with surprises and challenges and changes to their environment. That's what enrichment is all about. The gorillas get watermelons to demolish and boxes to hide in and markers for drawing. The elephants get sprinklers and flavored water and elephant-sized rubber balls. Not exactly like a day in a real jungle, of course, but the keepers try as hard as they can to make life interesting. For Ivan and Ruby, I'm the ultimate enrichment. I'm their best pal. Walls and bad guys. Julia takes me out of her backpack and I settle onto the wide stone wall. It's my fave place on the planet because it means I can see Ivan and Ruby. But I also kind of hate it. Walls will do that to you. And here's a picture. So I'm not sure. I think that's probably Ivan. And he's on some kind of a rock overlooking the area. And this is, I think, the river that Bob spoke about earlier. He looks so majestic, doesn't he? Ivan, being Ivan, is kind of a mellow guy. Takes the good with the bad, only gets angry when he really needs to. When I complain about the walls at the park, he says walls keep the animals in, but they also keep the bad guys out. Of course, gorillas don't have a whole lot of bad guys to deal with, elephants either, so humans step in to fill the void. Dogs, sometimes it feels like we have enemies galore. Everyone wants a piece of us. Humans treat us badly. Cats really have it in for us. We even get eaten by coyotes, which is kind of like having your cousin invite you over for dinner and then inform you you're the main course. Although I'd probably just be the appetizer. Anyways, after those 27 years stuck in the mall, Ivan is one of those glass half full kind of guys. When it comes to the walls surrounding him, glad to be with others of his own kind, cared for by smart and loving humans. It's more of a water bowl of power, half empty kind of, let me retry that again. I'm more of a water bowl of power, half empty kind of guy. Every time I leave Ivan and Ruby, I'm painfully aware that I can leave. Ivan's address is Gorilla World. Ruby's is Elephant Odyssey. So here's a picture. I think that's Julia with Bob and her dad and her mom would be my guess. And me, I guess my address is the same as Julia and George and Sarah's, 1249 Hinman Avenue. I mean, of course it is. I've been living there a whole year now. It is. And yet, sometimes I still wake up at night and think, gotta find shelter, gotta find safety, gotta find somewhere to belong. Guess I don't want to get too comfortable. Gift. Once I'm in my spot, I don't have to do a thing because Ivan and Ruby always know when I'm there. Gorillas and elephants have great schnozzes too. Also, I pride myself on staying extra fragrant. It's a gift. Ivan. Ivan gets to me first. Bob! He knuckle walks up the hill. Knuckle runs, actually, and he looks as glad to see me as I am to see him. It seems like I've known Ivan forever, and yet every single time I see him, I feel kind of odd. He's so powerful, so huge, like this magnificent silver mountain that just happens to be my best buddy. Hi, Ivan, Julia calls, waving. He cocks his head and makes a soft belch, which is gorilla for I'm happy. Maya calls out to Julia from the door to the gorilla's indoor space. Maya's a zoologist, which is a hoity-toity way of saying she has a thing for animals. It was Maya and a lot of other good folks who helped get Ivan and the rest of the mall animals moved to better places. Julia unhooks my string and gives me a stern look. No funny business, you, she says, and then she kisses me on the head and stay out of sight. Ivan sidles up as close to the stone wall as he can get. I was worried you weren't going to come today, he says, weather and all. Another hurricane, I say. It's freaking everybody out. Above me, a magnolia branch sways. Leaves rustle and shiver. Even the trees seem uneasy. What's new? Ivan asks. He lies back on the grass and wriggles contentedly, scratching an itch, no doubt. Not much. Had a weird dream last night, I pause. You were in it, and me, and Ruby, and Stella, too. Ivan gazes at the darkening sky. Stella, he says. Now there was a great friend. Classiest elephant you'll ever hope to meet. The best, I agree. I miss that old gal. We fall silent. All good with you? I ask after a moment. No point in dwelling on sad stuff or bad dreams. Kanaya is getting on my nerves a bit. Ivan do this, Ivan do that, but she means well. Kanaya is Ivan's lady friend. Girlfriend? I've never been sure what they call it in gorilla. Kanaya doesn't really approve of me. She thinks I'm a bad influence on Ivan. I'd like to think she's right. Ivan is 400 pounds of pure power, but Kanaya is 400 times scarier. Trust me. I've seen her in a bad mood. I've also seen her teeth. Makes mine look like toothpicks. Ivan and Kanaya don't have kids, but there are a bunch of baby and juvenile gorillas hanging around. They call him Uncle Ivan, and he puts up with their antics. Ivan's always been a good sport. If I had a gorilla toddler hanging off me, I'd be tempted to use my toothpick teeth. Marriage. Ivan and Kanaya are a lot like George and Sarah as far as I can tell. They grumble, they cuddle, they help each other, they tease each other. Sometimes it looks pretty nice. Still and all, when I smell love, I almost always smell worry. Seems like they're tangled together so tightly they'll never unravel. There's a reason I avoid all the mushy stuff. One big difference I've noticed between the two couples, Ivan and Kanaya enjoy eating bugs off each other. George and Sarah, not so much. Tiny but tough. Ivan always seems like nothing scares him, not even Kanaya, who scares the heck out of me. On the outside, I suppose that's how I look too, tiny but tough. But inside, well, sometimes no matter how hard I try, I cannot find that guy to save my life. It's like he's cowering in some corner of my heart. I hate it when that happens. I hate that I'm not the guy my friends think I am, the guy the world expects. I keep waiting for things to go bad on me, worrying that my nice, tidy little dog life will blow up in my face. I think George is a worrier too. He'll get up in the middle of the night and he'll head to the kitchen sometimes, his old slippers scuffing the wooden floor. I always hear him, always join him. When he opens the fridge, the light spills out like maple syrup on a hot pancake. Wonderful scents drift my way. Leftover meatloaf, stinky cheese, expired yogurt that someone might as well eat, and it seems like the dog's the safest bet. The smells rain around me, and yeah, my tongue starts hanging out, and I nudge George's PJ'd leg. You can't sleep either, huh? He'll say, or maybe, I can't tell if you have insomnia or just a very acute sense of smell. Both, actually. I wait. He usually makes himself a PB&J with banana, which is good for me because the crusts are where you really get the fun chew factor going. Now and then, after we eat, we sit on the back porch and George scratches my ears, especially my right ear. It's my favorite. I understand his worry, I think. George works so hard. His wife was really sick for a long time, and he loves his daughter so, so much. Sometimes when Julia climbs on the school bus, I watch George watching her. All that caring and concern is painful to smell, especially the briny scent of the stray tear he'll flick aside with the back of his hand like sea spray. More than once, George and I have dozed off together. That's the best kind of snooze, if you ask me. Good, warm, safe in someone's arms sleep. Not talking. Often, when I'm with Ivan, we don't even bother talking. We just look out at his domain, at the green grass and the crazy babies and the swaggering juveniles and the hardworking females, and we think of nothing and everything. When you've been through the worst with someone, you appreciate the best. That's why sometimes when he says, "Hey, Bob," it's enough for me to say, "Hey, Ivan," and then we just listen to the palm tree rustle and watch the sawgrass sway. All right, and we're going to stop there. Do you have a friend in your life that you enjoy as much as Ivan and Bob enjoy each other? Like maybe a friend where you don't have to say a whole lot, but you can say everything and they know exactly how you feel? I have a couple friends like that, and I'm really glad that they're in my life. So I hope that you find friends like that too. All right. Oh, and something else you should know. The friends that I have that are like that, they are good people, and they were good people when they were in elementary school, but they're actually people I met when I was an adult. And so sometimes the friendships we have when we're really young, they don't last forever, and that's okay. It's good, though, that we take advantage of those relationships and we care for people when we're young. But just know that sometimes they don't work out forever, and that's okay, too. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Bob and Ivan tomorrow. All right, friends. See you later. Bye.